Alright guys, so here we are in creative mode. First thing you'll notice is my bar. It is filled with unlimited items. I can place these as much as I want. Now another thing about creative mode is you can also destroy any block instantly. So you can just like dig down like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much the placing and picking up of blocks really. So you can just place them and destroy them instantly. You don't get them back, but you do have unlimited items, so it kind of makes up for itself. Now to switch your items on the bar, you just open up your inventory with I, which will bring up the unlimited item selection screen, which has pretty much every item that you would ever want to build anything with in the entire game. So it also has like swords and armor and that, not that you need it. Like you'll notice I don't have a food bar, health bar, armor bar, or breathing bar, since this is creative mode and it's meant for building, so you can't actually die. So yeah, to select items off of this, you pretty much just left click it to grab it, throw it on your bar, throw the other thing away, and build with it. And then you can destroy it. So that is pretty much it for the building and destroying. There is flying in creative mode, so to do that you double tap space and you'll start flying. To stop flying you just double tap space again. Now while flying you hold down space to go up and hold down shift to go down, since that is the sneak button. To move around it's just the same as normal, like same as normal ground movement. That's pretty much really all there is to the flying. It's pretty simple. So those are like the main features of creative mode. Now I am going to take advantage of the flying to show you guys some biomes and that. And let me just check my list here and see what exactly we need to look for. Okay, so ocean is the first thing I'm going to show you guys. You've seen one in the other world. We were on the island. So yeah, so here's an ocean, big ocean. They get massive, like they can go on and on and on, and even flying you will not find the end of it for a long time. So they are very, very deep too. So if I go down in here, you'll see I'll just go down probably about 20-30 blocks, and there we go. We're pretty deep. It gets really dark down here too. So so yeah. Now you can also see these little stationary bubble thingies in the water, which is a new little visual thing. I'm getting the drowning like the drowning bubbles around me, yet since I'm in creative I can't actually drown. Just go up here and refresh that. But anyway, so yeah, there's these little visual things in the water now, which is pretty nice, like little bubbles and that. Let's see. Oceans, that's really it. That's all it is. It's just deep water, large areas of deep water. Later on down the road I would hope that they'll add more to oceans, because that'd be really nice, but for now that's all it is just large areas with deep oceans. So anyway, so that is ocean biomes. Here we have a swamp biome, which is pretty much all a swamp biome is there's grass and there's sand, and there are trees that can grow vines. Now these ones aren't, I don't think these are the normal trees, like they're spawned and they look slightly different. Like they're made of the same materials, but they look like they generate slightly different, like they spawn slightly different than the normal trees, or at least some of them. But yeah, they grow vines off of them, as you can clearly see here, which you can then collect with shears and that. Now something else about swamps is lots of mushrooms grow in them. You can see a few mushrooms around here and there. So you can get a lot of mushrooms from a swamp biome. They also tend to have a lot of shallow water in them, and another thing about the trees is that the trees can actually grow in the water, which is, I think it's pretty neat. It makes it seem a bit more swampy. Now while we're here in this shallow water, I'm going to point something out, and that is clay spawns in shallow water now, and it spawns a lot. Like, there's clay over there, there's clay here, there's clay there, there's clay there. There's more clay over there. There's just lots of clay, and it only spawns in shallow water to my knowledge. So that is actually pretty much it for the swamp biome. Biomes, as you can tell, are much bigger because, well, look at this swamp. This thing is just completely massive. So, yeah, biomes are bigger, which is nice. Something I want to actually mention about the clouds is the clouds have been raised up to the height limit, so now they will... Oh, forest fire. Now they will the clouds will no longer go through your buildings because you can't actually build above your buildings, or not above your buildings, but above the height limit. So it's a bit of a problem. It's interesting. The ocean just kind of goes around, but it's an interesting way to solve it, though. The problem of clouds going through buildings simply to raise up the clouds. It helps, honestly. Like, when you build a big tower, you don't want the clouds to go through the tower, so I think it helps that they move them up. Also, clouds sync with the time. Not that it really matters, since you can't actually change the time. Like, you can't speed it up and slow it down right now because, well, actually, it was in the pre-release, but that feature was taken out, so anyways, so that's pretty much it for clouds that I wanted to mention. I just wanted to point those things out. Yeah, clouds also, like I mentioned before, they get more of a red tint when the sun is setting or rising. Okay, let's see what else is there. Okay, now, something about 1.8 though, for technical reasons, snow is gone until 1.9. Like, they removed snow until 1.9. So that's kind of sucks. Honestly, I kind of like snow in some places. Like, if you want to make a snowy build, usually you'd probably want some snow. So that's gone for now. It will be back. The snow will be back. Alright, let's see what else. Okay, now I'm just gonna throw this out there, but for modding, anyone who's makes mods, it is now apparently easier to raise the height limit on a map. Just wanted to point that out. Let's see what else. Okay, so we're gonna look for a river, mountains, and yeah, rivers and mountains. Those are two of the new things. I think the rivers actually might be considered a biome in their own right. But we'll fly around, see if we can find any. I notice how this swamp kind of just wraps completely around this desert here. Either that or the desert's actually going through the swamp. Sounds more likely. Alright, so here we go. Here's a river. So it just goes through. You can see it's connected to the ocean there, and it'll come in and goes around, wraps around, and goes back out. It's formed like a little island here, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it for rivers. They just go through landscape. They're actually pretty deep. Like, some of them can get to like 5 or 6 blocks deep, which is pretty nice. I can definitely see rivers being a good way to traverse long distances. Depending on the river. Some would just probably end you back up where you started, but other ones might actually be able to get you long distances fairly easily. Okay, so new explosion graphic. You guys did see it before, but I'm going to show you again just so you can get a better view. It's more of a shockwave kind of thing now, whereas it used to be more of just smoke. So that is pretty much it for the explosions. Let's see, is this just a desert with a swamp around it? Okay, here we are. I think. Yep, mountain biome. Okay, so here we have a mountain biome. I honestly, I really like these. Some of them turn out to look really cool. Like this here, it's just like, wow. Yeah, mountain biomes. Mountainy. That's pretty much all they are. It's just big mountains. But I could see some nice builds being made in this kind of thing. Like, I mean, I would see some time lapses in that where they would actually have to manufacture a mountain to build on, but with this, you can actually have a mountain already. I'm sorry I'm lagging. It's just that it's probably because I'm flying and it's trying to generate anything. I actually think also these rocky outcrops are more common on mountains for resources and that. So as you can clearly see, tons and tons of stone. So that's it for rivers and mountains, and there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys while flying around. Actually, in creative mode, there's probably a few more things I can show you guys and use. I can use the abilities of creative mode to do so. Did I ever show you guys the brightness? I don't think I did, the brightness option. Gotta put that right up. So it's actually fairly bright now that I turned that up all the way. There's a few rivers going through the landscape there, as you can see. It's trying to generate. Alright, so we're going to look for a ravine. Actually, I think there's one right here. It's a small one. A very small one. Now, I noticed ravines have a lot of iron in them, but let's see if I can find another ravine here somewhere. I'm also looking for a NPC village to show you guys. Right here. Here we go. NPC village. So these just spawn randomly throughout the world. They have farms, as you can see there, and buildings and towers and whatnot. This one doesn't seem to have any towers, but they have. So I'm going to take a quick look at this Enderman here. So new feature, Enderman. I'm going to pull out my sword. Can't be damaged. We'll go back into survival in a little bit and show you guys. Whoa, where'd he go? Oh, he's trying to kill me because, well, I looked at him. So they teleport around, usually to places where you can't really find them at all. Like, look at that. You go to hit them and they're just gone. Their mouths also are open, you could see there. Experience orbs. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this NPC village here. Now, there are these smaller buildings, a little table there that spawn. You also get wells. Pretty much every town has a well. It just goes down. It's just pretty much an infinite spring. That's pretty much all it is. Now, actually, I guess it wouldn't be an infinite spring because as you collect it, since it's more than one deep, it would kind of lower the water level. But anyway, so here we've got a smithy, which is pretty much just, there's some bars here with lava. Then there's furnaces. That's pretty much all it is, really. Alright, if you look in a furnace or anything in creative mode, it actually shows you your inventory. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's got lava there. There are a few good uses for lava, though. Then back here you got a little room, table, chairs. Then you've got stuff like this. This is like a little store kind of area. It's got a counter there, table there, chairs. Then a little back area here, like a little back deck kind of thing. Then you have these farms, wheat farms. Just pretty simple, standard wheat farm. That's pretty much it, really. There is a few buildings here that seem to be slightly in bad positions, like this one here. It's actually mostly underground. It looks like it spawned. So that's interesting. It spawned underground. And there was the other one here, which I think the door to this one is actually in the wall there. But anyway, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Just trying to get that light to work. Little bug. Anyway, so that is pretty much all there is to NPC villages. They spawn around. There's also these lampposts that'll occasionally spawn in them. And if you couldn't tell, gravel paths, they usually don't seem to spawn all that well. Like they're very bumpy. But anyway, so that is pretty much it for NPC villages. Spiders chasing me. So let's go look for a ravine. Endermen burning in the day, as you can see over there. I'll go into more detail about Endermen later on, but let me check my list. There's a few more things I want to show you guys in creative mode. Okay, well I've showed you guys the rivers, the ocean, the mountain, the swamp, the clay, and the snow thing I told you about. Told you about the clouds, map height, just kind of taking stuff off my list. NPC villages. Yeah, NPC villages, something I just want to mention real quick. What they have usually in them is cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, wooden planks, wood, torches, cobblestone, or cobblestone stairs, wooden stairs, gravel, fence, glass and or glass panes, ladders, wooden doors, crops, farmland, water, lava, furnaces, iron bars, black wool, bookshelves, and pressure plates, for anyone that's interested. So you could actually potentially, until they have NPCs, you could sit there and like, steal stuff from villages and that. It wouldn't be much of an issue. You get free resources. Heck, you could probably even find an NPC village and just like reserve it as your home. Just live there, start living there. Let's see, there's something else here. Now, there were a few other things I wanted to show you guys here in creative. Just looking through my list. Okay, there's ravines, strongholds, and abandoned mines. Those are the three things I wanted to show you guys. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and look for one. When I find one, I will tell you guys about it. So see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I found an abandoned mine shaft area here. Pretty much these just spawn randomly in the world, and they contain track, so it's actually probably a really good way to find, like, get tons of track. Naturally spawned cobweb, which is pretty nice. You can get string from them if you destroy them with sword or shears. I can't do that now, however, since I'm in creative mode. But they're usually fairly decent size. Just gonna run down here, and I think my lighting is actually still. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back down to plus 50, and then I'm gonna just start using torches here. Alright, here we go. So it just kind of goes around like this. It'll just go around, and it's procedurally generated, so it'll just kind of build off of itself as it generates. So you could get ones that are really small and ones that are really big. Let's see if cobweb slows you down too, which is a bit of a problem, like a pain. Okay, we've got a little bit of one here, I think. Yep. Okay, my mouse and keyboard are frozen right now, so just give it a second. Alright, there we go. It'll also generate these little areas where it'll kind of like go down like this, and then it'll continue itself. Now, abandoned mine shafts are actually seem to be a fairly good way of getting resources. Like, usually it seems resources are fairly common around them. But that is actually pretty much most of what there is to zombie stuck in a cobweb. Mostly what there is to abandoned mine shafts is just this. There's also chests and stuff like that that'll ravine here. See if this goes anywhere. No. You can find chests in mines, so if we can find one of those, great. See if we can find any. And then there's also blue spider spawners. Now, blue spiders can be a little bit of a pain, but see if we can find any of those. Okay. Doesn't look like we can find any in the immediate future. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run around this mine for a little bit. see if I can find anything, and then I'll show you guys when anything interesting happens. Hey guys, so here is a small ravine I ran into. Just want to show you guys, all the other ravines we found have been really, really small, but this is kind of medium small. But just goes along here, and I think there's another one here. They just go along like this, and usually they have quite some resources in them. So yeah, that's pretty much a ravine. I think that's actually two connected, but they can get really massive and they can be really small, so usually they're pretty nice though, like resource wise. So that's pretty much it for ravines. I'm gonna keep looking for anything interesting in the abandoned mine shaft, and I'll see you guys if I find anything. Alright guys, so I found a chest in this abandoned mine shaft. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we've got 4 bread, 8 coal, 3 melon seeds. Now this is actually, as far as I know, the only place you can actually find melon seeds, so it's good to find those. And 2 diamonds. Now it seems that chests in mine shafts actually quite commonly contain diamonds. Which actually doesn't make too much sense, since dungeons are harder than them and you don't get any diamonds from those, so I might change that eventually. I would imagine that they probably should up the rewards for doing dungeons, but based on this, or lower the rewards from this based on the other. But anyways, so yeah, that's, I couldn't find a spider spawner, blue spider spawner, but anyway, so that's pretty much all there really is to abandoned mine shafts. So I'm going to go ahead, and I probably won't actually be able to find a stronghold, so I might need to look for a world seed that has a stronghold in it. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I found a seed that apparently has a stronghold in it, so I'm actually at the coordinates right now and just need to dig down. The reason I have a block there is because there's water up there, so we're just going to dig down and see how far it takes to find this stronghold. As you can see, I'm in creative mode. Oh, here we are, stronghold. Alright, so this is a stronghold composed of iron bars, stone bricks, mossy stone brick, and cracked stone brick. So these things are usually fairly massive. In 1.8 there are only 3 generated per world. However, in 1.9 they're going to make it so that it is unlimited spawn per world. Okay, so those are the 4 new blocks that are in strongholds, is all the stone bricks and then iron bars. Now you do have like wood and cobble and ladders and doors and that too. Iron doors. Now you also have these stairs that'll go down to areas. So let's see, get my torch out. Looks like there's a abandoned mine shaft there. Get away from me. Should probably get a sword out on my bar. Definitely get a sword out on my bar. Oh right, that reminds me, something about mobs is players now do half a heart less damage to them. So it's a little bit unpleasant. Anyways, let's keep going, and where'd the stronghold go? Ah, here it is. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, these things are pretty big. We're gonna keep going until we find, now there was a room up here. Oh my goodness, trying to fly. Okay, there was a room that we were in. You can get lost in one of these places so very easily. Oh, and they also spawn with buttons so that you can, like, open these doors. There was that one room we were in that had... Sometimes it's so hard to try and fly. Jeez. Okay, so there's a room here somewhere. Oh look, chest. Mine shaft chest. Bread, iron, gold, redstone, lapis. So that's from the mine shaft, not from the stronghold. But we're gonna look around the stronghold and see what we can find. Now, like I said when we were in the other world, mossy stone brick and cracked stone brick can only actually be found in strongholds. Like, there's no other way to obtain them, so they are in fact probably quite a difficult item to get overall in the game. Alright, here we have a little kind of thing here that it's just like a little monument thingy. Then you have these stairwells, of course, and then these. I think this is the one we were in, but you go up the ladder and there's always a chest at the top of one of these. Bread, coal, not bad. They don't, as far as I can tell, the chests that you find on these don't really hold too much loot. Like, it's not something to be too excited about. Alright, let's go around and see if we can find... Now, strongholds are also supposed to spawn with a library, so we're going to look for that library. It should be here somewhere. One second, I'm just going to take a quick drink. Alright, sorry about that. When I went into making this video, I knew it would take ages, so I came prepared with a drink. Alright, so there are also fountains, which is pretty cool. They look pretty nice, actually, the fountains. Now, this is something that I find really cool. It's like jail cells. It's pretty awesome. You get, like, jail cells in them. So that's pretty neat. Run through here and oh, these rooms are like you can go down through that or up, and ooh, dungeon noises. And then usually there's a left or a right or a left that you can go. This way seems to have actually neither of them. Have I been here? I think I have. Yeah, I've been here. Still looking for the library, though. As far as I know, there is usually a library in these, so we're gonna look and look and look and see if we can find one. Okay, here's a hallway. Oh, another jail cell area. It's got two cells. Oh wow, this opens up into the back of one, so one cell. These places are actually pretty cool, honestly, how they're generated and that. Oh, and then you have these stairwells, which are pretty cool. There's a mushroom spawning on the stairs. Sorry if I say stuff is pretty cool a lot. It's just, honestly, this whole update is just awesome. Like, it's just epic. Okay, so oh right, we have sprinting. That would help. Okay, now there is this here. Goes down. Runs into that. Alright, I think that's probably actually about all of the stronghold, it looks like. Oh. Oh! Silverfish. something else I wanted to show you guys. This is a silverfish. They're fairly rare and they like to spawn in strongholds. Pretty easy to kill. Couple hits. They give experience orbs and they don't actually drop anything. But they're supposed to appear when you're destroying blocks and strongholds. Now, I'm pretty sure the spawner blocks are disguised as stone. Yep. There we go. Just like that, there's 3 more. So when you're destroying blocks, you'll get a lot of these little guys. Just like I'm getting right now. And they'll just, I'm fairly sure they'll just keep spawning out of these source blocks that they spawn from. Yeah, I can hear more. So that's the silverfish. Hoping we can find something. Something nice. Honestly, I think that's about all the stronghold. It's a fairly small one. Yeah, this one was... Oh, okay. Sometimes they're really hard to find where everything is in them, honestly. Like, look at this. We just ran into this big area that we didn't even know was here. So, they really do take effort to, a lot of effort to explore the entire thing. Since they're just so massive. Like, they're just absolutely like, look at there. Okay, well, I guess... Oh, it goes down. Alright. Now, sometimes these are just result in dead ends at the bottom or top or wherever, but other times they actually go somewhere like this. Okay, looks like that's it for there. Got a little area in here. Alright, we'll run back to the other... We're here and go the other way. Okay, so that was that, right? Now there was this other way that we could go up here. So I bet the library is somewhere near here. More jail cells. We've got... Oh man, this place is just massive. Honestly, that's pretty awesome how big these things can really get. It's just the trouble is finding the entire thing. Like, that's the real challenge about strongholds, is finding the entire thing, since it usually ends up spawning all kind of cut up like this. Like, look at this big room that's kind of chopped up because of what it was spawned around. But this is... These things are just awesome. Now, they did say on 1.9 they're going to be adding bosses to these, but I'd imagine they'd also need to fix the generation, like how they generate in like all chunked up because of how they're generated. Anyways, yeah, let's keep running around here. And, so that's actually pretty much all of the rooms except for the library. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to keep looking for the library, and if I find it, I'll let you guys know. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I've been exploring for a little while here, and I did run into the library. It's just up here and through this door. So here's the library. It's nice that it's spawned intact. I would imagine sometimes it might mess up and like get chopped up by the landscape around it. So it's nice that it's intact. But there's a chest down there in the shelves. Yeah, just like this right here, how that's opened up like that, because the mine shaft spawn there. I'm gonna kill this guy. So we've got paper in this book, or in this chest. We've got, where's that other chest? Here it is. And paper in this one. But anyway, so yeah, you can sit there and make paper in the books and that. But this is the library. And that's pretty much all it is, really. It's just shelves with books and a few chests with paper and a chandelier. I like the chandelier. It looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty much really all there is to a stronghold. Like, all the main things I've showed you about them, so there's not too much else. They're just massive, massive buildings filled with corridors and corridors after corridors after corridors. It just goes on and on and on. So there's not too much else to see. Might look around just a little bit more. And yeah, they just go on. You can clearly see that by this. They just go. But anyways, so that is pretty much it for the strongholds, and there are just a few things left. So I'm gonna probably show you those in survival, and I'll head over to a new world, and I will see you guys in a little bit.